Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Poor Man's Chemist. In this video, we are going to be trying to make an unusual mercury compound, mercury bromochloride. This is very much like mercuric chloride or mercuric bromide, but instead of two chlorines or two bromines, it's got one chlorine and one bromine. Cool, right? I couldn't find where anybody else had done it. Couldn't find where anybody else had done mercuric bromide either, but after having that synthesis fail twice, when I tried to do it two different ways, I decided to go with this instead. We will see how it goes. I have high hopes that this one will actually work. The first time I tried making mercuric bromide, I tried dissolving mercuric oxide in hydrobromic acid. Don't do that. That doesn't work out very well. Then I tried precipitating it out from a mercuric nitrate solution. That precipitated out mercuric bromide. And I added bromine to that and oxidized it to mercuric bromide. Indeed, that worked. And then the excess sodium bromide turned that into sodium tetrabromomercurate, so it would not crystallize for anything. That shit was wildly soluble. So yeah, that was a dud too. So this time we are going to try doing this by oxidizing mercuric chloride with bromine. And we're going to hope to God that it works. Especially because I'm like halfway through it now and I had to use excess bromine even though I didn't want to. So, yeah. But, on the other hand, there is no pesky alkali bromide to form a fucking complex with it and keep it from ever crystallizing. So, I don't know. Fingers crossed this actually works. Here we go. Alright everyone, so this is what we're starting from here. We have 10 grams of mercuric chloride here. This is Hg2Cl2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water to this. Adding water to a beaker. Okay, I want it to be kind of around 100 mils. And, happily, we have a nice cloudy day today, so I don't have to worry about the sun. Put this on our stir plate here, underneath the leaf cover. So to do this reaction, we have to react this with about, I think it's 3.37 grams of bromine. I am going to add it in slowly so that it can react slowly. I don't want to go too far overboard, given the absolute disasters that my last two attempts at mercuric bromide were. We are going to err on the side of caution this time. So I presume this is that the final product will be soluble in water, just like mercuric chloride and mercuric bromide are. Then, once I've added in all the bromine, I will turn on the heat, let this stir, and hopefully everything will go into solution. If there is any excess bromine, hopefully it will just evaporate out, and then we'll evaporate it down and get our product, which I imagine is not going to be terribly soluble in water if it follows the trend of mercuric chloride and mercuric bromide. So, anyway, wish me luck, man. Okay, so I had to put it in a bigger beaker, and I had to use a large excess of bromine to get this shit to actually react. It has, well, it's almost all reacted. It is rapidly dissolving. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. See how it is becoming transparent? So, our product is forming. Now I've just got to evaporate out the excess bromine and evaporate down the solution so we can get our product. And I really, really, really hope this shit works this time, because I am not going to try this for a fourth time. Alright, this is happening, people. Everything has gone into solution. There was a little liquid float, or a little solid floating on the top of the liquid earlier. I added some water into this and it all completely dissolved. Ah, that is so awesome. That tells me that everything has been oxidized to mercury too. Clearly there is still excess bromine in here. I have got heat on this and I'm driving it out slowly but surely. But it looks like it might be working. Yay, that's so great. Alright everybody, there you have it, the synthesis of mercury bromochloride. That turned out pretty goddamn cool, and finally, something fucking worked. Let's see, it crystallized out in beautiful needles. I mean, that shit is just gorgeous if it would focus. Look at that shit. Probably very, very dangerous compound, given the fact that it is fairly water-soluble. You know, it looks like it's about what you'd expect. Something probably in between mercuric chloride and mercuric bromide. But I would imagine it also would start to fairly readily sublime at a, only a few hundred C. So this is a pretty damn dangerous compound. Given the crystal structure, we'll see how it is after it's filtered and dried and all that good stuff. But I would put it up there with pyridine mercury 2 chloride in. Probably being pretty goddamn evil in that it is toxic, water-soluble enough to poison the living shit out of you, sublimes easily, and probably breaks up into little, those little needles will break apart and probably readily forms dust. So, I'm going to say this one is probably not for the amateur, but it was pretty goddamn cool, right? So if you liked that video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, comment, share the video, maybe donate if it's at all possible. And until the next one, y'all, I will see you later. God damn it, that is fucking beautiful. So fucking glad this shit worked.